दोस्तों क्वाइज सक्सेस के यूट्यूब चैनल में आप सबका स्वागत है।
Learning objectives. After completing this module, learners will be able to define rule of law, describe origin of new laws, underline differences between law and repressive law, explain applicability of law. Do laws apply to all? Rule of law. The laws cannot discriminate among the people based on their religion, caste, or gender. The rule of law means that all laws apply equally to all natives or citizens of the country. No one can be above the law, neither a government officer, nor a rich person, nor even the president of the country is above the law. Any crime or violation of law has a prescribed punishment as well as a procedure through which the guilt of the person has to be established. Sedition Act of 1870. Evolution of the rule of law started with the protests of Indian nationalists against the violation of the rule of law by British authorities. Indians were discriminated against in their own country by the British colonists, and the Sedition Act of 1870 was the most prolific example of the breach of the rule of law. This act was remonstrated against by Indian freedom fighters in favor of a more just set of rules based on ideals of equality. Many Indians began to practice the legal profession and used it to demand and gain equal rights for all. Therefore, Indians played a major role in the development of the rule of the law during colonial rule. Domestic violence. Domestic violence is defined as any behavior, the purpose of which is to gain power and control over a spouse, partner, girl or boyfriend, or family member. Mostly, women are the victims of domestic violence. Abuse of the women can be physical, verbal, sexual, and economic. The Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 extends the understanding of the term domestic to include all women who live or have lived together in a shared household with the male member who is committing the violence. How a law is passed in Parliament. In December 2002, the Standing Committee submitted its proposal to the Rajya Sabha, and these were presented in the Lok Sabha. The committee's report accepted most of the demands of the women's groups. Finally, a new bill was introduced in Parliament in 2005. After being viewed and passed in both the houses of Parliament, it was sent to the President for his consent. After the consideration of President, the bill became an act. The Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act came into effect in 2006. Unpopular and controversial laws. Unpopular laws. The Parliament passes a law that comes out to be very unpopular. It can be constitutionally valid and legal, but it can still be unpopular and unacceptable to people because they feel that the motive behind it is unfair and harmful. Hence, people might find a fault in this law, call for public meetings, write about it on social media and newspapers, report to TV news channels, etc. In a democracy like India, citizens can show their disapproval to accept laws that brutally control people and prevent them from exercising their fundamental rights framed by the Parliament. When a majority of people start to feel that a wrong law has been passed, it creates a pressure on the Parliament to change that law. For example, municipal laws on the use of space within municipal limit often make hawking and street vending illegal. Controversial laws. If the law favors one group and disregards the other, it will be controversial and leads to conflict. Such laws are called controversial laws. People who think that the law is not fair can approach the court to decide on the issue. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. Rule of law means is that all laws apply equally to all citizens of the country and no one can be above the law. British colonialists introduced the rule of law in India. Parliament has an important role in making laws.
दोस्तों, आपका क्वाइज सक्सेस में स्वागत है। अब बिना समझे रट्टा मारने की कोई जरूरत नहीं। हम लेकर आए हैं पढ़ाई का एक नया तरीका जहां 3D एनिमेटेड वीडियोस, AI पावर टेस्ट सीरीज और ई-बुक्स में MCQs और माइंड मैप्स का परफेक्ट कॉम्बिनेशन मिलता है। क्लास 8 से 10 के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए फाउंडेशन कोर्स और क्लास 11 और 12 के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए सक्सेस ब्लूप्रिंट कोर्स, ये सब IIT और IIM अलुमनी के सहयोग से तैयार किया गया है ताकि आपको मिले सबसे भरोसेमंद और रियल एग्जाम एक्सपीरियंस के साथ कॉन्फिडेंस बूस्ट। चाहे इंजीनियरिंग एंट्रेंस हो, मेडिकल एंट्रेंस हो या कोई भी कम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम, अब सक्सेस आपकी मुट्ठी में है। हजारों स्टूडेंट्स पहले ही जुड़ चुके हैं, अब आपकी बारी है। पढ़ो अपने घर से, अपने समय के अनुसार, अपनी सुविधा से। बस QR कोड स्कैन करो और क्वाइज सक्सेस मोबाइल ऐप अभी मुफ्त में डाउनलोड करो। मॉक टेस्ट्स दो, प्रैक्टिस करो और अपने मार्क्स में फर्क देखो। और हाँ, हमारे YouTube चैनल क्वाइज सक्सेस पर रोज देखो नए वीडियो कोर्सेज के लिए। चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और अपने दोस्तों को भी जरूर बताओ। धन्यवाद।